Hey Nick, I wanted to show you how to crack open a hexbug and just talk about what tests we want to do with the housing and the bug and the circuit board. Uh, so let's just go here. Okay, so this is a small hexbug and the large hexbug. Uh, Also might be called the medium hexbug, but we've got these two here, and we've got a cracked open small one right here. So basically, it's really nice. You can just like basically take the top off, and all the electronics exist on their own. That's not turning on now. Let's see. Sometimes the little battery connector will pop out of place, so I'm just kind of pushing it back in, and then it turns on. So you can see like the little metal tab spring that fell out actually. Okay. Alright, put that back in, and there it goes. Turn right back on. Right, so you got all the electronics just like chilling, and so basically we're taking this top off and we're designing our own. So the top that we sent you is basically in two pieces. There's the midsection, which kind of has walls and then a platform for the circuit board, and then there's the top, which will cover the circuit board. Basically makes this whole thing a little bit taller. We know that doesn't actually have the correct dimensions to fit on this guy. I was able to test that here before we sent it to you, but the main point of this test is to see how does the RGB LED behave underneath that white cover, right? So the procedure I would go through is tap off of the red and the white wires here to supply the circuit board, and then put that circuit board inside of the midsection, and then put the top over it, and you can run the program, shoot it a couple times, see how the flash and the colors look underneath that cover. So yeah, and I would say we'd be interested in just doing that for the top well, we only really need to do that just to see how the colors look, right? But if you were interested, I'll crack open both of these to see about. We may be able to do like runtime calculation or runtime testing, but basically what you do, but we can talk about that later. Okay, basically with these guys, what you're going to do is you're taking a flathead screwdriver and you're just kind of going in underneath the lip, and there's a little like place where there's basically a seam in the plastic where they connect to the top and the bottom, and so you're just stressing out that seam until it cracks, and then you can take the top off. Right, so you can hear that crack. Start to peel it off. Actually, it just comes right off. Okay. Now, the one thing to note, and it's not super important anymore, but because we know that the dimensions aren't right anyway, but there's these little posts that might snap off. So here at the top, it snapped off, which is what I did on the orange one too. But you can see that that post is now embedded in a hole in the bottom section, and there's still some exposed holes. The mid section is designed with posts to fit into those spots as well. Not a big deal for the tests that you're doing, but just so you're aware. I'm going to turn that on. I think it's a little easier to take the bigger hexbug apart. Well, it's the same process, but you just have less legs in the way of where you're trying to crack it. So you don't actually, okay. So that comes out. There's also less posts in the bigger hexbug. So this is the bigger hexbug lit up. So I don't basically what we want to do here is we want to cut the resistor out. That'll stop the LED from going on. and then we want to, so you can see this? The gray, there's a gray wire going to the motor. Basically we want to desolder that wire and solder it to the battery in the back, because right now it's on the ground of the series batteries, but we want to put it on the ground of a single battery. So we just throw that to the back. And then you can tap off of that point and the positive side. You can tap off a switch for the PCB. I'm trying to think. I know just for the color testing, you might not have to do both, but I think just for whole system testing, if you can put one board on a big bug and one board on a small bug, and just do those edits to the big bug, we can see how the board behaves in both of those cases, and then just feel more confident about, the whole system. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, hope that makes sense. Talk to you soon.